Mario 64 is one of my all-time favorite games, and I could go on for a while about how fun, exciting, and creative it is, but I'm not going to do that. The point of this video is because I've seen a lot of ROM hacks for this game, and a lot of them look interesting, a lot of them are quite challenging looking, but for the most part a lot of them just have really wacky level design. And then I came across one that really piqued my attention, which was Super Mario Star Road. What catches my eye about this game, or ROM hack I should say, is that the level design in this one is, well, it resembles Mario 64 fairly well. Although it's not, the same levels, it's completely redone, and the format and layout is different too. Like Mario 64, you're collecting stars, and there's, the traditional ones like collecting red coins and 100 coins and such, along with some old boss battles that you remember that have been changed up a little bit. The level design is really good in this ROM hack in my opinion, very creative, and though it's not as visually groundbreaking as Mario 64, it does a pretty good job. The real fun of the levels though is a lot of the secrets secret stars you can get in this ROM hack. Oftentimes you really have to think about where to get some of them, and some of the platforming involved to get there, it can be a bit tricky. One thing that I do need to point out about collecting stars in this game though, is that the paths themselves feel fairly linear. It's the challenge of getting to them on those paths that really makes this fun. Though some of the platforming can be a little bit of a pain, such as having segments of your platforms being too small, and as you know, Mario movement can cause you to move a little further than you want to when you turn. The general platforming of this ROM hack works, and, well, like I've said before, creates quite a fun experience. Along with that, you also get some really neat Mario 64 style music that it's based off of, well, some classic Mario tracks and some classic game tracks in general, including some music from Bomberman 64, as well as Super Mario Sunshine. Now, I played this ROM hack before, and I had an earlier version of it. This is the most recent version, and unfortunately I did not feel like going back and collecting every single star just to get gameplay footage, because I don't have the old data anymore. So what you're seeing is a lot of the earlier stuff. A lot of the later stuff, however, gets a lot more exciting and a lot more challenging. Also note that the early on Bowser levels actually don't have you fighting Bowser. They actually have you fighting different types of enemies in order to get a star. The only time you actually fight Bowser is the very last boss level. My major gripe with this ROM hack, however, has to be in terms of something a little more technical, the collision. It feels like a lot of the slopes and stuff are very weird at times, and instead of having Mario slide, they tend to just make him fall. While this is good because it can prevent a lot of exploitation with jump tricks that have been done in Mario speedruns, it can get really annoying, especially when you're trying to do something as simple as jump out of water. Also, there are a couple other, well, collision problems, as you can clearly see. Otherwise, Super Mario Star Road is a very fun ROM hack. Definitely would suggest it to anybody who likes Super Mario 64. However, I do suggest that if you play this, you do play it with a controller as opposed to a keyboard, because this is a ROM hack and you will need to play it on an emulator. And I say that using the controller because of some of the tightness of the platforming you have to do. It makes doing it on a keyboard incredibly difficult. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and look for more Homebrew to come. I'm the Psych Ripper, and I hope you enjoyed.